Senator Chris Coons of Delaware. He is a longtime member of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. Senator, thank you very much for joining our breaking news coverage here. On Tuesday, there was supposed to be, or the anticipation of a vote on the War Powers Resolution related to Iran. And now here we are, Saturday morning, and the United States, along with Israel, have undertaken strikes in Iran. What purpose would a vote on Tuesday be for a War Powers Resolution, assuming that there will be a vote on Tuesday?
Jonathan, this is not how a democracy is supposed to go to war. With an abrupt declaration by our president in the middle of the night, with no justification that it is an imminent or preemptive strike, that there is a clear imminent threat to the American people. And so the purpose of a War Powers Act vote by the Senate would be to put the Senate on record that President Trump launched a broad spectrum war against Iran, a large Middle East country that is a terrorist regime, that is a brutal country that has massacred its own civilians, that is absolutely one of the pariah states of the world. But he launched it without any real consultation with Congress or the American people. In his State of the Union address, he gave a brief reference to a broad range of concerns about Iran that, frankly, any president could have raised in the last decade. And I'll remind you, Jonathan, just a few months ago, he carried out a strike against Iran that supposedly obliterated its nuclear weapons capabilities. So either it did or didn't obliterate those nuclear weapons capabilities. To say that they now pose an imminent threat to the United States flies in the face of what he's previously said. I am praying for our service members, for our soldiers and sailors and airmen who are now in harm's way, for the civilians throughout the region who will be impacted by it. And I have prayers of hope for some restoration of stability and peace. But given what's just been launched, given this reckless new war, I'm gravely concerned that what we're going to see in the coming weeks and months is the United States going back into a large and uncontrollable war in the Middle East just 5 years after we ended the two longest wars in our history.
Senator Coons, you mentioned the civilians that will be impacted by this. President Trump, in his video that he posted to Truth Social, he mentioned the Iranian people and had a message for them. Let's play that, and I'll talk to you on the other side.
Finally, to the great, proud people of Iran, I say tonight that the hour of your freedom is at hand. Stay sheltered. Don't leave your home. It's very dangerous outside. Bombs will be dropping everywhere. When we are finished, take over your government. It will be yours to take. This will be probably your only chance for generations. For many years, you have asked for America's help, but you never got it. No president was willing to do what I am willing to do tonight. Now you have a president who is giving you what you want. So let's see how you respond.
The president saying no president was willing to do what I am willing to do. When it comes to the next steps and telling the people of Iran to take over, there's the question of who, right? The Shah's son has seemingly said, even before this, that he would be interested in being in the interim. But what kind of support can the Iranian people depend on from the United States if they are to participate in regime change?
Look, the president did not say there will be no American boots on the ground, but I certainly hope that is his position. It is obviously desirable for there to be a change in the government in Iran. The mullahs, the ayatollahs, since they took over in '79, have brutally repressed their own people, and the blood of many Americans are on the hands of the Iranian regime, from their attacks against the Marine barracks in Lebanon, to Khobar Towers, to the IEDs that they helped our opponents in Iraq use to deadly effect against Americans. So I will in no way grieve the passing of the Iranian regime if that's what happens. But your question to me is, what kind of support can the civilians of Iran, if they go out into the streets in big numbers, expect? And I think for now, very little. Potential missile strikes against the IRGC headquarters, the intelligence service headquarters, But on the ground, day to day, I think the repressive machinery of the regime in Iran will remain capable of imposing brutal costs on those who try to overthrow the government. And the opposition in Iran is divided and successfully largely repressed. So I appreciate the hopefulness of President Trump calling on the Iranian people to rise up, but I think their prospects will be dim, and I think the IRGC will be brutal in its insistence on retaining the control of the regime.
Senator Coons, I just got off the phone with a former Trump administration official who was involved with some of the Iran policymaking in Trump 1, who commented that he could see Marco Rubio's fingerprints all over this plan. As we've seen with a lot of the foreign policy coming out of this Trump administration, he's someone that you worked with closely. You voted to confirm him. You served together on the Foreign Relations Committee. I'm wondering what about your time working with Rubio you now see reflected in what the administration is doing, and how you feel like Rubio's influence has been pretty significant on the direction that the administration has gone in with the culmination of this attack that we're seeing on Iran right now.
Here's what I'm stunned is not reflected. A clear-eyed view that Russia is an aggressor against Ukraine and that Putin and Putin's Russia poses a real and present danger to the stability and security of Europe and of NATO. In his speech at the Munich Security Conference that I attended recently, Marco Rubio failed to identify Putin's Russia as the aggressor. And the absence of a clear-eyed focus on our major global threat, the People's Republic of China. I know that Senator Rubio, was well aware that we are overstretched and that if our adversaries, which principally includes China, Russia, North Korea, and Iran, see us as overextended and incapable of meeting our commitments, we are at risk of them taking bold action against us. I do think that Senator Rubio